Hello everyone, welcome to Tales and Takeaways. Today I'm taking you inside the pages of a sample book project titled This is the Summer I Turned Pretty by Jenny Han. You may have read it and loved it, or you maybe haven't read it, but let's go through the basics of a book project that you could create. Page 1, the title page. So it's going to begin with the title, the author, and a short summary that has no spoilers. Also a picture of the book. Probably just use the cover unless you want to create your own interesting symbol, key scene, or something about the book. And lastly, the most important part, a little something about you who's creating the book project. So this is going to include your name, a little mini bio, where you go to school, what town you live in, and maybe some important hobbies or activities that you like to do. Page 2 is about the author. So let's meet the person behind the book. Who made it? First, include a 50 or more word biography written in your own words about the author. Include a picture of the author or a couple of pictures. And then lastly, if they have a website, include a link to the author's website. Not all of them will have a website, but if they have one, go ahead and include it. Page 3, the big problem. All right, now let's dig into the drama. What's the big issue in this story? Is it an internal conflict, like the main character struggling with their own feelings or thoughts? Or is it an external conflict, like fighting with someone else or going up against the world? You'll explain what the conflict is and back it up with maybe a quote or two from the book to show what's really going on. So this is where it's going to get interesting. You could also even include a picture if you would like. I made this one with Magic AI. Page 4. What's the big idea? Now let's talk about the heart of the story. It's the theme. Is there a deep message that the author wants us to think about, or is there a moral or lesson that the character in the story is learning? Well, you're going to pick a theme, and there may be more than one, but pick one that stands out to you that you can explain how it shows up in the book. You'll write at least 50 words explaining the theme, and try and use at least 2 quotes to support that theme. Be sure to write what page numbers in parentheses of where you got the quotes, and maybe explain what the takeaway is from those pieces of information. Page 5 is fairly easy. You get to be the critic. Would you read it again? This is time for you to shine. Did you love the book or not your thing? Be honest, but kind. You'll include an image to show your rating, like stars, emojis, or something creative. You'll also write a 50-word review about whether you'd recommend it and why. Let your opinion come through loud and clear. Slide 6 is all about words that pop, or figurative language. Let's spotlight some awesome writing in the book you read. Find 3 examples of figurative language, like a simile, or metaphor, or even personification, a hyperbole, something that made the writing come alive. Quote each one and include the page number that went along with it and identify what type of figurative language it is. And maybe that way it can show us what it looks like. Also include an image to capture what the author meant. It's like finding treasure in the author's words. Lastly is page 7, the cast of the story, or let's meet the people, or animals, or monsters in that case, that might bring the story that you read to life. Start with a short description of each of the characters, and then also include an image that might represent those characters. If your book was made into a movie, maybe use the movie images. Also include a list of the few minor characters. You don't have to list all of them, but a few would be great. And lastly, include a 20-word or more description about your favorite character and explain why you like them. So, what are you going to create? Let's get creative with tales and takeaways for your book project.